Ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews Primetime. I am Cairo, and we are live on TVH News YouTube channel and Fan Main Archives YouTube channel and on Kool TV, as well as on Kool FM Regional and 99.5 Kool FM. I am Cairo. As we recap the latest stories before wrapping up today, here are the top stories. Two of the top 15 contractor firms that received the majority of flood control projects from the government are owned by the Discayas, Pasig Mayor Victor Soto said Monday, as he vowed to identify any red flags related to these projects and forward the information to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Soto issued this statement shortly after Marcos presented the list of 15 contractors that received 100 billion pesos, roughly 20% of the entire 545 billion pesos budget for flood mitigation projects under his administration from July 2022 to May 2025. The Pasig Mayor quickly pointed out through his Facebook page that the top 2 and 3 in the list, Alpha and Omega Gen Contractor and Development Corporation and St. Timothy Construction Corporation, were owned by the Discayas, the family of his rival in the 2025 elections, Sara Discaya. Soto said in Filipino, "Now the public is gradually learning the whole truth." As the president told them during the SONA or State of the Nation address, "Have some shame," he added. Although Marcos did not explicitly state that the 15 contractors were involved in corruption, simply noting that the 15 stood out very much and that the findings were a disturbing assessment. Soto asserted that corruption in government contracting is an open secret known to everyone in the public sector. According to Soto, such corruption involves 6 specific stages, beginning at the procurement or bidding stage where anomalies or collation may already occur. Soto then said that once it reaches project implementation, the work may then be substandard, or quoting Marcos during his SONA, even may just be an imagination. SOPs or kickbacks may then reach more than half of the project's cost, all while the proper taxes are not even being paid to the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Business taxes to local government units are then often underpaid. Soto even cited one company that even declared that it had zero gross revenue to the local government. Lastly, Soto said that once all the first 5 stages have been mastered, they then enter politics and give merely 1% of the money they stole back to the people as quote-unquote aid to make themselves look generous. Soto said, referring to Sara Discaya and her party mates in the 2025 local elections, "Good thing all the candidates from that group lost, even their party lists." Apart from Alpha and Omega and St. Timothy Construction, Soto also warned that the following companies are owned by the Discayas, which are St. Gerard Construction, Eli General Contractor and Development Corp., St. Matthew General Contractor and Development, Great Pacific Builders and General Contractor, YPR General Contractor and Construction Supply, Amit's Horizon Builders and General Contractor and Development Corp., and Waymaker OPC. With this, Soto vowed that the Pasig government under his leadership will send to the President all information it has involving corruption in government contracting. We will send to the President all of the information and red flags that we see. Second, we will continue the cases against these people so that we can collect the millions, if not billions, of pesos that they vowed the LGU in business taxes, says Soto. He then called on Pasig residents to do their part in exposing and ending these systemic practices of corruption, even if it may be difficult or dangerous. In a related news, Senate Majority Leader Joe Villanueva spoke on behalf of all senators in the 20th Congress, saying that neither he nor one of his colleagues are linked to the 15 contractors which back the most number of flood control projects under President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Speaking to reporters in a press conference on Monday, Villanueva said Marcos' early revelation is somehow a vindication for him and those who have been tagged in the flood control mess in the country. He said, "I cannot speak for the other house, but as far as I am concerned, here in the Senate, I do not know any senator linked to any of these 15 contractors mentioned. So just do the math. It's only 1 plus 1. Asked if there are members of the House of Representatives, he simply said that he had already asked the Securities and Exchange Commission as well as other government agencies to conduct check. The world of construction is only small, and I think it's very easy to check, and in order not for us to have a hard time, I have asked the SEC and government authorities concerned to give me a copy. I hope I get it before the end of the day, the general information sheet as well as the articles of incorporation," he said. "We will also see here all individuals concerned, and it will be easy for us to see who are linked to this," he added. The senator said it will be a good opportunity for those involved to speak up in order for the public to know what really happened to the country's flood control programs. Senate President Cheese Escudero earlier dismissed allegations that he had made billions worth insertions in the 2025 national funding, calling these reports a mere demolition job traced from the House of Representatives. Apart from Escudero, Villanueva's name was linked to the scheme, which the Senate chief merely dismissed as an attempt to taint their names in light of the election of leaders in the upper chamber. They first claimed that I made a 9 billion peso insertion for Sorsogon, then 12 billion pesos for Bulacan, then 142 billion pesos, and then they changed it to 150 billion pesos. What's this? They first said I was alone, and then they implicated Senator Joel Villanueva, and now it's the entire Senate, said Escudero then. "I will give you an answer. The total proposed amendments to the 2025 budget is roughly 600 billion pesos. It was changed, transferred to some, and some were added. If it is true that the Senate made an amendment worth 150 billion pesos, where is the remaining 500 billion pesos? Where did it come from? And why are they focusing on this small amount and not the bigger one?" he asked. Also in the news, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. on Monday led the inspection of the Pasig Marikina River Channel Improvement Project phase for flood control in Barangay Santo Nino, Marikina City. The project focuses on strengthening flood defenses in critical situations by constructing dikes and protecting river bank walls, installing floodgates, improving water flows, and reducing flood risk in communities in the National Capital Region. During the inspection, Marcos was acquainted with the progress of constructions. Public Works and Highways Secretary Manuel Bonon, who was present at the event, said in an abashed interview, "This will provide protection for Marikina, Bulacan, and of course, Metro Manila because the floodwaters from the watershed will not be directly going to Metro Manila." According to Bonon, the Department of Public Works and Highways is currently finalizing an inventory and status report of some 9,855 flood control projects nationwide, as earlier instructed by the President. These are projects that are already incorporated in the General Appropriations Act, which is the law. And this is the law, actually, that we are implementing the projects under the General Appropriations Act. Bono onset. He noted these projects are funded through the General Appropriations Act and implemented by the national government. Discussions with the Japanese government are also underway for possible financing of a digital flood control funds, and private sector participations are welcome, Bonoan said. This is koolNews Primetime as we head over to the second batch of headlines that you get to hear later. Here are the headlines that you will hear on after the break. Tino on Chinese ships collation near Panantak Shoal. Camotes on water. Castro, you Undersecretary or Palace Press Officer Clay Castro, Defense Vice Ganda's jet sky holiday joke. It came from Duterte. High school student from Pampanga wins silver in U.S. Med Olympiad. And in showbiz happenings, Mate de Leon on mom Nora Honor going poor. She was generous. It is now 11:12 in the evening as we will return with more news headlines that cares for you right here on koolNews Primetime. Stay along with us. We will be right back after the break.
Ngayong tag-ulan, siguraduhin mong protektado ang iyong tahanan mula sa tagas. Gamitin ang Minto Typhoon Resistant Sealant. Subok sa tibay, siguradong kapit kahit sa pinakamalalakas na ulan. Para sa bubong, bintana, pader at kahit saan man may tagas, Minto ang sagot. Minto Sealants, tunay na tatagal mula sa Truto.
Do you think soda pop just means soda and soda only? Allow to introduce our new fruit milk series. 4 fantastic flavors to choose from. Mango, blueberry, green apple, and strawberry. Only for a cheap price that starts at 39 pesos. And if you want your soda go even more poppy and bittersweet, add some frill in it with soju or gin. Just add 12 pesos and enjoy the ride with Soda Pop. Pop the party with flavor, where every sip is a celebration. Soda Pop, now with flavors of strawberry, blueberry, green apple, raspberry, and more. Starting at 39 pesos. Soda Pop, pop the party with flavor, where every sip is a celebration.
Long day at work.
Plus something cool and creamy.
It's a match! Stuck in traffic.
Plus something earthy and refreshing. It's a match!
Refresh with Dunkin' Matcha Latte. Made with finely ground green tea powder and milk to match your mood and cravings. You plus Dunkin' Matcha Latte.
It's a match!
Cause anytime, it's Dunkin' time.
Oh shucks, ako'y nagulat. May request si love, help your girl out. Worry no more, tutulungan ka ng North. Singing a mix.
Sinigang ulit next week, Han?
Nor Sinigang Mix. Asim kilig sinigang, basta Nor, kaya mong iluto yan.
Excited kasi soft, moist, and yummy. Can't wait to eat it bago umuwi. Chewy donuts, exciting kasi yummy. Exciting kasi chewy.
Exciting ang yan with Dewey Donut. Bili na!
H-E-R-R-Y. Good ingredients are hard to find.
Whoa. I'm gonna have to stop you there, Aya. Because good ingredients are now easy to find. With a Sunrise Beam online app, you can order from your nearest Sunrise Mall with more than 50 plus stores available and get it delivered right in front of your doorstep. Order your goods from Joy A Supermarket, Joy A Department Store, Melody Mart, PVC Drug, and more. Download the Sunrise Beam online app now and take advantage of convenience.
Bago to?
Bago to? Bago to?
Bago to? Uy, bago to?
Lahat magugulat sa bagong sarap ng Nescafe Creamy White. Sarap ng Nescafe with leveled up creaminess from Nestle Milk.
Ang creamy! Creamy nito!
Creamy. Super creamy.
Talaga? Lipat na!
Kaya lipat na sa new leveled up Nescafe Creamy White.
Level up na with new Nescafe Creamy White.
Mga idol, ito si DJ Rakitera. Alam ko na grabe ang ating pagsusumika para sa ating pamilya, 'di ba? Ang trabaho at mga hamon sa araw-araw, minsan nakakabinat, nakakapanakit ng ulo, nakakapanakit ng katawan at lagnat. Ang mga ito ay pwedeng magsabay-sabay. Pero huwag mag-alala dahil may Rexidol Forte. Ang diskarte para sa binat at sabay-sabay na sakit. Kombinasyon nito ng paracetamol plus caffeine kaya mas mabilis ang epekto sa katawan at makakabalik tayo agad sa ating mga gawain. Katulad ko bilang DJ, hindi maiiwasan na makaranas ng sabay-sabay na sakit. Aray, mukhang eto na nga. Need ko ng Rexidol. Nasaktan ako ng malupit. Ako'y nabinat, sabay ulo ko'y sumakit. May sakit ng katawan at lagnat. Auntie Melay, pa-help naman.
It's me, your auntie! Diskartehan natin yan! Rexidol Forte, ang mas bilis banat sa apat. Faster versus paracetamol in as fast as 30 minutes. Pag binat at sabay-sabay na sakit ang bumanat, ang idol ko dumiskarte, Rexidol Forte.
Alagang Unilab yan.
Paracetamol caffeine is a generic name of Rexidol Forte. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ang kanlungan noon ni Tandang Sora para sa libu-libong katipunero ay isang ganap na lugar ng mga bayani ng ating buhay. Kasama mo ang himlayang Pilipino, laging handa baunin ang alaala ng iyong mga mahal sa buhay. Ang himlayang Pilipino ay naghahatid ng mga affordable na libingan hanggang sa mas magagarang mga mausoleo para sa mga pribadong pagdidilay. Bukas din ang tahanan ng alaala para sa iyong pangangailangang pagpupugay mula sa chapel rentals hanggang sa cremation. Para sa mga karagdagang impormasyon, maaari kayong tumawag o mag-text sa 0968-896-4850. Pumunta sa himlayangpilipino.org o sa aming Facebook, Himlayang Pilipino Incorporated at Instagram, HPI Memorial Park.
Welcome back to koolNews Primetime. It is now 11:20 in the evening as we continue to recap the latest stories that care for you before wrapping up your day. Lawmakers have called out China over the aggressive action taken by its vessel over the West Philippine Sea after the Chinese Coast Guard made hazardous maneuvers near Panatac Shoal on Monday morning. In a statement on Monday, ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tinino, it said it seems that China's actions show that there are camotes, Filipino for sweet potatoes, and also a term derogatorily used against reckless motorcycle drivers even on water. Tinino was referring to reports from the Philippine Coast Guard that a CCG vessel chasing a PCG ship eventually collided with the Chinese Navy warship off Panatac or Skabarov. Tinino said, I thought Reckless drivers only strive on land, but they can also be over water, the Nino said. It would be best for the Chinese vessels to leave Bajo de Masinloc and concentrate on the recognized waters and stop hallucinating that the West Philippine Sea is theirs. This reckless behavior by Chinese forces not only violates our sovereignty but also endangers the safety of all vessels in the area, including their own. The 2016 Bureau Award clearly established that Scarborough Shoal is a traditional fishing ground, not China's exclusive territory, he added. In a separate statement, Akbayan Party List Representative Chaldigno said they condemned China's harassment of the mission that was intended to help Filipino fisherfolk over the West Philippine Sea. According to Digno also, Panatag is clearly part of the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, and China has no right to stop free movement over it. As part of the West Philippine Sea bloc in the House, we strongly condemn China's harassment of the Kadiwa mission for our fisherfolk at the West Philippine Sea. This Scarborough Shoal is part of our waters, and China has no right to intrude on the activities and stop our free movement within our territory, the lawmaker said. I also call on the government to come up with appropriate action regarding China's actions. We also salute the members of the Philippine Coast Guard who do not have second thoughts in terms of helping the CGG group affected despite the incident, he added. Mamamayang Liberal Party List Representative Laila de Lima meanwhile said that China must be held accountable. De Lima said, amid these never-ending aggressions and incursions of China, wherein our fishermen and soldiers are being blocked, harassed, and intimidated, we call on the government to further strengthen its resolve and defense of our national sovereignty and territorial integrity, De Lima said. China must be held accountable for their illegal actions. Defending the West Philippine Sea means defending our fishermen and our dignity as a sovereign nation, she added. According to reports, the CGG vessel attempted to use our cannon on the BRP Sululan, but PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Comrade J. Darrell, said seamanship skills of PCG crew members allowed the vessel to successfully evade being hit. BRP Sululan, along with BRP Teresa Banggua, escorted the MV Pamamalakaya, which was in the area to assist about 35 Filipino fishing vessels. Darrella said the collation between the People's Liberation Army Navy Warship No. 164 and the CCG 3104 occurred about 10.5 nautical miles east of Panatag Shoal. Darrella said the CCG 3104, which was changing the BRB Sululan at high speed, performed a risky maneuver from the PCG vessel's starboard quarter, leading to the impact with the PLA Navy warship. Darrella said. This resulted in substantial damage to the CCG vessel's forecastle, rendering unseaworthy, he added. Palace press officer Calar Castro defended comedian and host Vice Ganda against critics of his Jet Sky holiday joke, saying the things referenced in the spoof came from former President Rodrigo Duterte. Castro spoke out after Vice Ganda faced backlash from Duterte supporters for his parody of the popular social media meme during the first day of his two-day concert with Asia's song Reganim Velasquez last August 8. Velasquez opened the set by singing the popular line, "Darling, hold my hand," as Vice Ganda, dressed in sparkly pink leotards and a bright pink wig, pranced on stage with backup dancers holding a tarpaulin that read Jet Sky Holiday. During his 2016 presidential campaign, Duterte pledged to ride a jet sky to Spratly Islands and plant a Philippine flag there. However, the parody did not sit well with some netizens who said Vice Ganda had crossed the line. Castro slammed Vice Ganda's critics in a video posted on her personal YouTube account on Sunday. Castro said, referring to the Jessica promise, "This is not a made-up story or a joke. This came from former President Duterte himself, so don't be offended, DDS. Isn't it true that China used water cannons against our Philippine Coast Guard?" she asked. "This makes it seem like Vice Ganda is the rude one. But wait, who is really rude? Who uses foul language? Who insults Filipinos, right? Who is truly indecent?" she added. And the list goes on right here. And finally, a grade 9 student of the Philippine Science High School Central Luzon campus in Clive Freeport has brought home a silver medal from an international med Olympiad in the United States. 14-year-old Liam Cassie Opolendo earned the distinction after advancing from the online preliminary rounds, competing against about 5,000 students worldwide, to the finals of the 6th Copernicus Olympiad held at Columbia University in New York City from July 26 to 28. He was among roughly 150 finalists from 22 countries. Lynn's father, Mark Opulento, a supervisor at Trust International Paper Corp, said they initially considered withdrawing due to financial constraints. He said in the phone interview on Monday, "We initially intended not to go to the US anymore due to insufficient funds, but friends and relatives urged us to go, even extending financial support for our trip to New York." In the end, Lim was able to join the Olympiad at Columbia University, he said in a phone interview on Monday. In the March online preliminaries, Liam ranked first among Philippine participants and 7th overall internationally. The eldest of two siblings, he graduated valedictorian from Achievers Special Education Center in Angeles City, where he completed his elementary education. Opulento said Liam has consistently excelled in med competitions, having won gold or silver medals in previous international Olympiads in Hong Kong, Baku, and Thailand. In a text message, Liam shared his thoughts upon receiving the award. "I was feeling that I could have done better. Only one item and I could have bagged the gold. Hopefully in the next competition, but of course, I am thankful that I got the silver award in his prestigious competition, and also to those who supported me, parents, relatives, friends, and teachers." Liam added that his sojourn in New York has motivated him to continue joining math competitions and hopes it will inspire other young Filipinos to pursue academic Olympiads. In the end, it was the experience that was important, he said. As much as we want to cover the showbiz, we are running out of time, but we will try to be quick before 5 Nights is next. Before 5 Nights is the next program. So, this is showbiz now. 4 months after the death of Nora Lunar, her daughter Mata De Leon spoke up in defense of the late national artist, responding to claims of the former allegedly being poor up to the final moments of her life. De Leon said Lunar was generous to a fault in an interview with motivational speaker Chin Tan on his YouTube channel on Wednesday, August 6, when the latter brought up past talks of the veteran actress' financial problems. Ladies and gents, it is exactly 11:30 p.m. and that is all for the headlines that you need to know this evening right here on koolNews Primetime. It will be a seamless transition to 5 Nights, as 5 Nights is next right here on Cool FM. At the moment we are trying to gather the live feed, but you will not get to see it on TG1 Entertainment and Family Archives YouTube channel due to copyright reasons. In the meantime, if you have any news suggestions or feedback you'd like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. This has been koolNews Primetime. I am Caro, and 5 Nights should be next right here on Cool FM. This is your station. This is home. Good night.